You're fine.
Call this meeting to order for the St. Mary's Business Improvement Area Board for Monday, March 9th, 2026 at 6:04 p.m. Are there any declarations of pecuniary interest? I will actually probably declare one as well, because I'm also sitting on the board of the capital campaign for the St. Mary's Community Commons. So when Sarah speaks, I'll just bow out of that and listen politely for a change. Number 3 is the amendments and approval of the agenda. Anyone have any concerns? This point, it would be the recommendation that the March 9th, 2026 St. Mary's Business Improvement Area Board meeting agenda be approved as presented. Can I have a mover? Thank you, Lisa, and a seconder. Thank you, Jan. All in favor? Any opposed? So moved. This point, I would also like to bring forward the acceptance of the minutes from our last meeting. Perfect. It's the recommendation of the February 9th, 2026 meeting minutes be approved by the board and signed by the chair and secretary. Can I have a mover? Thank you, Brogan, and a seconder. Thank you, Jan. All in favor? None opposed. Okay, we have quite a few delegations this evening, and it's great to see such a full room of folks. We're going to start off with our first guest. Sarah from the library is presenting on behalf of the Capital Campaign Committee regarding the Community Commons project at 14 Church Street.
So if you want to put it right there. You want to sit down. It's really good. That's fine. Sorry. Thank you, everyone, for having me tonight. On behalf of the Community Commons Capital Campaign Committee, I'm here tonight to give you a little quick overview about the building project at 14 Church Street and fill you in on where we're at with that and give you some information about fundraising opportunities. We're really excited that this project is continuing to move forward. If you're not familiar with 14 Church, it's directly across the street from the library. It's the back of the TD Bank, and it's the whole back from the end of the TD Bank all the way north to where the building ends. And it's a significant space, about 8,200 square feet. It's 3 floors. The town purchased the building a couple of years ago with the intent that it's going to provide space for growth over the next 5 to 10 years. It's of great interest to the library board because, as you know, we haven't added square footage to the library in about 40 years. And libraries are very different now than they have ever been, because we're not just a collection of books and materials to borrow. That's still a very important job, which our library does. We loan material at an incredible rate in comparison to other libraries. So it's still very important. So it's not that we want to get rid of the collection that we have. We need more space for the public to be. We are very limited on casual seating on the main floor for people to just, sit and read a magazine or meet with a friend or book an appointment time with one of our social service agencies in a casual way, or attend more than one program at a time. It's really tight. And we are also trying to meet the need of our community around programming. So programming can be as informative to the community as picking up a book or reading a magazine. It's just a different way of learning. It could also be about socializing with your community. It can also be about exposing yourself to something new and learning. It could be about being creative. It could be about having fun. So we need more square footage based on what other libraries our size across Ontario have, and we see 14 Churches that opportunity. And so how the project is developing is that the main floor in initial architectural discussions have been, the main floor will be a large community room with casual seating, a servery, and a storage for tables and chairs. And that large room probably is going to be one of the three most popular things in the room, in the whole building. That main floor will also hold our computer lab and our makerspace, which is exciting because our makerspace is going to grow by 3 times what we have now. If you're not familiar with this term makerspace, it's another important component of what modern libraries offer their communities. It provides free access to technologies and creative tools for people to explore, try things, make things, learn, build their skills, and kind of provide equity across the community so that you don't have to have your own disposable income to purchase a Cricut, to use a Cricut, because the library owns one. So you can come in and use our Cricut and you just pay for the expendables that you use, like the filament. Our 3D printer will be in there, which is something we've had for several years coming out of COVID. 3D printers are incredible. If you have a plan, you can use our 3D printer. We have lots of colors of extruder and you can pretty much make anything on the thing. And it's very popular. The community currently is using it to make everything from game pieces to board games that people are making, to replacement parts. You name it. You go on Thingiverse, which is a website, you can see the variety of things you can do with a 3D printer. Again, it shouldn't just be about you have the spare money to purchase a 3D printer. We like the equity of access and experience at the library as much as we like offering access to collections. So we've got main floor, we've got our makerspace, and we've got our computer lab. We have our large meeting room. On the second floor of the building is going to provide another additional meeting room, as well as our adult learning program at Perth, which is currently housed in the library, is going to be moving over there and bring with it its program. So if you're not familiar with the adult learning program, it is our assistance to individuals who have not yet completed high school and want their accreditation to then either go on to post-secondary, the work world, or a trade. So we have 2 staff who work very closely one-on-one with individuals to help them navigate that system, get their high school equivalency, and move forward. And they serve the entire county of Perth in our office, our 2 staff. And so they're here in St. Mary's, and they can also meet elsewhere with clients, including Stratford. So that program is incredibly supportive and it's life-changing. And they also regularly welcome in other community partners in town, like Ontario Works, like CMHA Mental Health Supports, like OW, so that often those clients overlap. And so it's one place in the community for somebody to come to be able to access all the services. So that classroom upstairs where adult learning will be multi-use space for lots of community partners who serve learners and employment services. And we're excited about that. We think it's gonna be a great service. And then in addition to that, there will be other rooms on the second floor that'll be available to staff to do programming. That will be available to community partners to come over and do a program. There will be room for people to come if they're looking for space to work and not work at home, but they need a space. There might be some options there. All our service clubs have an option to meet in our spaces. And there will also be room for studying and working on schoolwork, because as you know, we're not that close to London. So our students who go into Kitchener-Waterloo or go into London on a regular basis to attend post-secondary, they stay there to do their studying or they study at home. But how great would it be if we had more space in our community for them to be doing their schoolwork? And then this is beneficial to our members of the BIA, because hopefully all of the things we're talking about, all of the uses that are going to use Fortune Church are going to have spin-off effects to the BIA members, in that if they're present for a study session, perhaps they're popping into your businesses to purchase food, drinks, gifts, supplies, whatever it is that they're after, they're gonna be right there for additional hours. And that's a way that we're currently not meeting demand in town. So I come tonight to share that with you. In the package, there is a couple of floor plans. I want to speak briefly to the basement level, which our friends of the library, which are huge supporters of the work we do, are really excited because that space is going to give them storage space for the donations that they get for their twice a year book sales. And they'll be able to store the items right there, make use of the elevator, which we do not have currently, running from the library basement to the main floor, and bring the materials up and down as needed, and hopefully make the whole process of those book sales a little bit easier for them. So we're excited about that. And the rest of what's in the basement will be storage, which is great because not only are we a little short on meeting space in the downtown core for the town, we're also really short on storage space. So this project, we are looking towards an opening date of 2030. But you're going to see some really exciting changes happening to the building this spring, summer, when new windows are going in. So the facade of the building is really going to start looking quite sharp and intriguing to people. So we felt it was important not only that the BIA be aware of the project and what's happening, but also be aware of the potential benefits to St. Mary's with the project in place. And finally, to think about if there's any opportunities for you to be a fundraiser for us. So this capital campaign has launched just this month. And what we are doing is reaching out to the community to inform them about the project, but also to invite them to participate in a fundraising capacity. Our first set of asks are for larger donors. So you'll hear about anyone who's agreed to donate to our project in the St. Mary's Independent. There's one coming out on Thursday this week. We've been the recipients of a significant donation in honor of lawyer in town, Ben Waghorn, which is amazing. We will continue to share those donations that we are being offered. So our first chats are sort of like the larger businesses, social service clubs, insurance companies and banks. And then we're going to move down to more of the business level and say, obviously we're not requesting significant donations from you, but every donation matters. Every donation helps make this project happen. And then we are going to engage families and children and do some fun stuff around that. So just to give you a sense of that, the campaign is a 3-year campaign. So we are looking at multiple opportunities for people to contribute to this. And it's also a way for the community to feel connected to the building. So our first event is on March 21st. It's a Saturday morning from 11 to 12. We're going to have the building open. The floor is marked out. The floor plans are there. We're inviting the community in for a tour. So if you haven't been in yet, I do invite you to come. It's very exciting. It's beautiful inside. I mean, it's a shell, but it really gives you an idea of the potential that the space is offering the community. And it will help kind of connect it all for you. So if you can help spread the word that we're hosting that, and it'll also be one more reason that day to bring people downtown.
What time is it again, Sarah?
11 till 12.
11 to 12.
Yeah. So we are very excited about this. It's going to take an empty building that was run down and uninhabitable for the most part until the town invested significantly already in the infrastructure. It's going to make that end of Church Street very beautiful and accessible to the community. And we're already looking really excitedly at what our programming plans could be over there. And what exciting things we can do, from movie nights to additional programming, to enhance things in the makerspace. Just one more place that the community can feel free to access, take their time, spend as much time as they want, and not for a fee. So we're really excited that the library is vibrant in this town, that so many people love the library, and I think this is gonna be another opportunity for people to really connect with our services. And it won't just be the library that uses this space, all town departments will have access, as well as social service clubs and the community themselves, but this is a huge deal to the library board, and we're really excited. So I just wanted to share that. Does anyone have any questions about the project?
What's the fundraising goal?
So, we, in addition to some grants that we're applying to, so include that in the fundraising amount, we have set a lofty goal of $1 million. And, we are already at about 165, before we hear about this large grant we applied for, and, as I say, we've only just launched. So we're off to a really good start, and we're grateful to our donors who have already stepped forward. And we're really excited to have more conversations with donors moving forward.
Maybe the number seems a little low, I don't know, but I mean, is the town actually doing the renovations and stuff, or is that also part of the fundraising?
Yeah, so the most detail I can provide you is from the February 28th council meeting, not 28th, February 10th. There was a very detailed report that was presented by the town's CAO, and talks about how this project is going to be paid for. It is not going to result in an increase in taxes. So all of the financial planning for this project is gonna result from town reserves, moving forward, allocations from town coffers as the debt from the PRC comes off, and fundraising. So, they were quite happy with that $1 million goal.
Okay.
In
And
fact,
what does it, what are you spending that $1 million on?
so, yeah, that's a great question. So it's going to be the specific calculations for each of the rooms,
Mhm.
and then furniture and equipment.
Is there a stage process for this? Like you said the entire campaign is over the next 3 years, and you won't open it until it's all done?
No,
Or you do it in phases?
they'll probably dovetail, so
Okay.
there still will be some fundraising after the opening.
Okay.
At the moment, yes, the plan is 2030. Because of the way this project kind of overlaps an election year, which is this year. There'll be a period of time where we have to let the new council settle in, find their feet, and then sort of endorse this project, so that adds a bit of a timeline. Hopefully, the project will still be a significant importance to the new council. But, we're doing all we can to sort of tell the story of this space and make it clear to the community why it's valuable, so. So yeah, we will continue to fundraise over the 3 years. I think you said something in there I wanted
I
to
just
speak
wondered
to
if
as well.
things were opening in phases, or if you were.
Oh, I
just
see.
At the end of the 3 years, that's, everything's gonna
Right.
open together.
So a lot will be based on the next year, to be honest. And then once the next phase of like the windows are in and we have endorsement from the new council, then it can technically move quite quickly. Like, yeah. But it probably wouldn't open, like one room wouldn't open or one floor wouldn't
Yeah, that's
open.
what
I think the
I
whole
wasn't
building
sure,
will
right.
open at once.
Okay.
It's not it's a good sized space, but it's not a huge space, so.
Mhm.
Do you have any questions about that? Hopefully, there is more detail in the package, which you are able to read, and I don't want to speak too much, but it does highlight all of the rooms. And tomorrow night, I'm going to council to speak to them about this project and the fundraising campaign, and to seek some direction from council about naming opportunities. So if you or someone you know might be interested in being a major donor to the project, please reach out to me, because I will have more information after tomorrow night about what we're talking ballpark around those rooms. But again, we will be gratefully accepting donations of all of us, so this is just that first phase. All right, Well, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
And come tonight, and I'm gonna stay for a bit.
Just, yeah, but don't read that part, read that part.
So at this time, I'd like to make the recommendation that the delegation from the Capital Campaign Committee regarding the Community Commons project be received, sorry. Yeah, great, thank you. Mover? Jan, seconder, Jan, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sarah. Item 5.2 is more exciting things coming to downtown, the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame regarding the summer events and induction weekend. I think we have Scott here.
And Lindsay.
And Lindsay.
You can pull up 2 chairs.
Yeah,
What?
lots of.
Yeah.
Nice. You can spin too.
I gotta try not to spin.
Okay.
All right, well, thank you. I'm Scott Crawford. I'm Director of Operations here. I've been here forever. Lindsay is newish to Hall of Fame. She's been here 2 years. She's the Caravan Collections and Public Engagement Supervisor. So I want you to meet Lindsay if you haven't seen her around town. She lives downtown, so you might have seen her
Yeah, I
downtown.
live next door to the new colony.
Yeah, so see all the construction.
I do, yeah.
Yep. Basically, I just wanted to update you on our summer coming up. It's gonna be extra busy, which is great. Obviously, the induction weekend is June 20th weekend. It's sort of a 4-day festival with the Rotary Club sort of jumping on the last day, run their big event. But June 18th is going to be our opening pitch event, which we normally host in London because we partnered with Left Field Brewery, who's a baseball brewery, normally in Toronto. But this year they're not able to host us, so we're gonna do it at Toboggan Brewery in London, which is a nicer thing because it's closer. And we're having the inductees closer and hopefully all the people sort of in this area for the weekend instead of sort of spreading to Toronto and then back into St. Mary's. So that's gonna be the Thursday night at Toboggan Brewery. Friday, we have our golf tournament and at the St. Mary's Golf Course, and then the banquet that night, which we hold over back at the Hall of Fame, but just because the tent's much bigger, we can hold the people. Our golf tournament's 36 foursomes, we always sell it out. Banquet, you don't have to golf to go to the banquet. Some people can't take the day off work, so they just go to the banquet that night. So that brings in extra people who just want to come to the nice banquet with the inductees. Our biggest day, of course, is Saturday, June 20th. That's induction day. Ceremonies at 1 o'clock that day. We have 6 inductees this year, so another nice big class. We have Devon White, the Blue Jays center fielder, which we all remember from the World Series years. We have Stubby Clapp, who played for the national team. He's the current first base coach for the St. Louis Cardinals. He's from Windsor. We have former women's national team player, Kate Soda. She lives down in Burlington. She played 15 years for the women's national team and now coaches the women's national team. Bill Stoneman, if you're a big Expo fan, you remember Bill Stoneman from the Expo days. He was a player and then executive with the Expos, so he spent over 20 years with the Expos. We're gonna induct Jim Baba, who unfortunately just passed away last year, but his kids are coming into town, to help celebrate their father. He was an executive director with Baseball Canada for a long time. And then lastly, we're inducting an umpire, Paul Runge, umpired over 3,000 Major League games. One of 4 Canadians to ever do that, and he's from St. Catharines, so he's gonna be here as well. So great class. We have the famous people everyone knows, Devon White, and then we have the less famous, but just as well deserving people as well. So we're looking forward to that class and bringing a lot of people in. And then also that day, the Toronto Blue Jays are holding a kids clinic that day on Rotary Field. So that'd be a nice addition. Normally we host the Jays clinic during the summer at some point, but the Jays really want to get more involved with induction weekend this year. So they want to hold this kids clinic on the same day. So we'll bring more families and kids to town and to learn a little bit of baseball and then enjoy the rest of the day as well. And of course, the Rotary Club runs their beers, brews and food fest at the Hall of Fame on the Sunday. That's a Rotary Club event, but it's on our site, so we help them with it. I'm sure that you guys have heard about it the last few years, and Rotary Club obviously does a great job running that event. So that's induction weekend and the inductees coming up, but sort of new this year. We've always held tournaments and whatnot on our site, but new this year, Baseball Ontario, which is the provincial sporting organization for the province, wants to hold a whole bunch of tournaments here, which is great. And this is really where it involves downtown even more. We're gonna host 6 tournaments this year. Some of the tournaments will be as big as 40 or 50 teams. The September, for example, September one will be smaller because it's actually a provincial championship. So it'll have like 12 to 16 teams, depending on who qualify for the provincial championship. But the first few tournaments in the year will have, 40, 50 teams. The unique thing is they're gonna use our Hall of Fame site. Obviously, they're gonna use Teddy's Field. All the tournaments are gonna use the arena as well, which gets them spread a little bit more. But most uniquely, 3 of the tournaments are gonna use Milt Donnell Field as well, which is key. One tournament last year used Milt Donnell, but this year we got 3 of them using it. End of June, the second weekend of July, and the third weekend of July. So that's really gonna bring a lot of people through the whole town, which is important. And so those tournaments they were the tournaments in your minutes or your agenda, so you can see the weekends and whatnot. We won't know the schedules, of course, until like all tournaments, not too many days before, but we know they're using all the fields for the weekends there. So that's gonna be a unique opportunity, a good opportunity to get more people throughout the town, not just stopping at the Hall of Fame or going to the arena. But they're gonna be downtown as well, so that's pretty cool. And that'll help that. If you're wondering about the Hall of Fame, normally we're open in the winter months, we're just open by pre-booked tours. Because of course, all our summer students go back to school, which is great, so we want them to do. And then we open May 1st. In the winter time, you can pre-book tours, so we're still open. Lindsay are there every day. You can pre-book your visit, so we had lots in the fall, as you can imagine, with the Blue Jays doing so well. Quiet, obviously, December, January, because it's hockey season in Canada. But now we're starting to pick up again now that springtime's happened with these pre-book visits, which is great. And then we open May 1st for the season, Wednesday to Sunday, May and June, and then 7 days a week, July and August. We go 10 to 5 each day, so it's we're just ramping up for a busy season, especially with these tournaments that are all sort of new. And unique thing with these tournaments, like we also bring them in the Hall of Fame so they can learn some baseball history, right? Like it's really important that these kids, we know they love the game of baseball, but they gotta learn some baseball history too. They gotta know who Fergie Jenkins and Larry Walker are. Hopefully we all know who they are, but not come visit us. But it's just those things the kids gotta learn. We know they love to play baseball. We feed them. We will barbecue there. We'll just serve hot dogs with nothing exciting, and then but come in the museum as well. And then as tournament work, they always have time between games, right? So I know some of the people in here are parents of kids who run in tournaments, so you guys all know how tournaments work. So we're pretty excited for all these events this weekend. Everything's on social media: Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram are our 3 main ones. So follow us along. You'll see lots of posts about what's going on and what's coming up in the future. So if you don't follow us already, please do. All right. And Lindsay's going to talk about a couple things as well.
Yeah, so with, kind of a bigger induction weekend this year locally, just with open pitch being so close by. And then all these extra tournaments coming into town, it's gonna bring a lot of people in, a lot of ball players, a lot of tourists. And so we think it's a great opportunity to kind of share with you guys and hopefully get kind of everybody on board. We know that we're bringing all these extra folks and we want to send them downtown. We want them to spend more time here because it's just good for all of us in general. And we do get people coming and spending time on the ball fields, but if our town entices them to stay longer over the weekend, maybe they come back and tour the museum the next day. So what we'd really love is to be able to create this atmosphere of just baseball in downtown St. Mary's, not just over induction weekend, but maybe even longer than that with all these tournaments coming through. Over induction weekend, as people come over the hill on Queen Street, how great would it be to be able to see and feel baseball? And this is the weekend that's happening. So it would be wonderful if we could see like decorations around the downtown. If anyone is able to offer promotions of any kind, and it could be discounts, but it could also be, we had a great conversation with Jan the other day, and some ideas about, like the home run deal or the home run bundle or something that speaks to baseball. And if we know that these things are happening, then we can also share that with our guests and say, hey, go downtown and check out such and such a place. They have this really great package on for baseball kids right now. Make sure you go visit and go check them out. And especially as Scott says, with them traveling from Milt Dunnell up to the Hall of Fame, over to the school. They are gonna be traveling through the downtown. And if you do have kids that do sports, you know, that there's a lot of downtime. So that's a great opportunity for parents who may be waiting for a kid to finish their warm up to then head into the downtown and do a little bit of browsing. So we want to encourage that with our tourists and our visitors. Because like I said, I think it benefits everybody. So that's the primary reason we wanted to come and speak to you all today, is to just see if there might be any interest and any buy-in in, you know, offering some, yeah.
We'd already dedicated that the selfie station from June to September was gonna be a complete baseball theme.
Amazing. That's
So we'll be
great.
looking for information, photos, whatever, once we have the package put together, how it's gonna be decorated, I guess.
Amazing. That's perfect. So anything like that, we think would be fantastic. It just makes it feel really welcoming. And, you know, a couple of years ago, when we had Buck Martinez come to town, the Kingsway put out that giant sign about him, and then he wouldn't stop by. We're not guaranteeing that by any means, but, you know, it just, I think he was so touched by it, and he mentioned it on air like a couple months ago that they had done that. So, it sticks with these people, whether they're the families of these inductees or they're like giant Buck Martinez celebrities. So that's kind of what we're interested in. Make sure I didn't miss anything on my notes here, but yeah, did you want to add anything to that? No? Okay. So the other thing, last thing I guess I'll say is that we were also wondering if we could request a BIA prize pack that we could give away at one of our auctions this year over induction weekend. Those are really significant fundraisers for us, and it would be a great help if we could ask for that as well.
How much do the prize packs or the donate, like the gifts, the auction items or whatever typically run for? Like, I know you're gonna say they run the gamut. Sometimes people donate trips and sometimes people like, but just
Yep.
try and narrow it down a little bit more for me.
I think like, a couple $100 type thing, you know, cause we have
Yeah.
different silent auctions, we have one, we have basically the golf tournament one, and then we have one induction day. So different people at them, different things, so yeah, I mean, again, all about things that get people back here, right, you know, like if there's coupons or, you know, something that, I don't know, I mean, there's so many different stores around town that have all kinds of great ideas and items, so. Something like that, again, the draw is to get people, you know, to learn about St. Mary's, to come back to St. Mary's, to show off, you know, when they're at their workplace, you know, it says St. Mary's on it, right, Ontario or whatever, right? So,
And if they're here for the whole weekend, like the auctions happen, well, Thursday as well, but Friday and Saturday. And a lot of people may not leave town until the Sunday, and you know, that might be a way to entice them to visit a little bit longer as well. Yeah. So, any questions?
Can I jump in for a
Yes,
sec?
please.
I met with Scott and Lindsay on Thursday and we were kind of brainstorming some different ideas. One thing I suggested to them is that we've had really good luck with postcards. And so maybe they would want to look at creating a postcard with all of this information that downtown businesses could leave at their counters. That we've, you know, done it for a variety of things and a lot of people take them. So that was one thing that we've talked about. We talked about decor through downtown, whatever that looks like. The other thing that we talked about is, I was already feeling like maybe this year we should veer away from Where's Waldo, but do something similar. And so I suggested maybe we could do a baseball themed scavenger hunt through downtown. So we were kind of brainstorming some ideas today. This could be a Betty's bookshelf and the Hall of Fame thing, or it could be a BIA and the Hall of Fame thing, whatever way you guys decided to go. But we were like, maybe we could do something like the St. Mary's Grand Slam search through downtown, and we could hide baseballs in 25 stores instead of Where's Waldo, and kids could come around downtown and try to find the baseball in the store. And maybe we could put together somewhat of a more significant prize pack than just some Where's Waldo books, you know, maybe like tickets to the Blue Jays
Oh, wow.
or a couple of books or something, and I think if we upped the ante with the prize, we could get a lot of buy-in from kids, teens, tweens coming around downtown. So I think they're pretty keen on this idea as well. So like I said, it could be a BIA thing and a Hall of Fame thing, or
Well, they support each other for sure.
yes,
Yeah.
or
It's for
if they
both
don't want it to
purposes.
be, but,
Yeah.
you know, we have the framework for everything. We're just gonna take it from being Waldo to being a baseball. We'll change up the bingo card. We can still be the place where people pick it up and drop it off. Like, we won't change anything the way that Waldo has run, just maybe make it baseball themed this year.
So if I, put something together to reach out to the membership and go speak in person, but also through our email newsletter, et cetera. In exchange, you would be helping us promote this if we could work together on,
Yes.
on getting the word out on all these baseball hall.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Type of-
Sarah
I
does
think-
our marketing and social media.
Yes,
so-
sorry, yes, and we should probably be in communication. That's all.
Yeah, I
think the
love that.
postcard is a good idea too, or something to have in businesses to hand out to people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm thinking about decor and there's things that we can do for sure, but also I'm thinking of things that either you can do or the town can do, like I think of the banner, like, or more banners.
Yes,
That we don't just create, that can be used over and over again,
Yeah.
like baseball.
Baseball
some-
was one of the themes we picked
Yeah.
when we determined to work with the artists that are working on their
Right.
banners right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Sarah and I had picked that one as a theme.
Like every year, it's baseball year in St. Mary's, so
Yeah.
it's an investment that could keep being reused, it's not just a one-time thing.
Just like the
So-
selfie.
Yeah.
And also with the selfies.
Yeah, to change up
Yeah.
the inductees.
Yeah.
I guess update on the across the road banner. Got torn
Yeah.
down in the wind last year, if you happen to witness that. But we have a new one on order, so it won't be the same
Are
flapping
you
in the
talking
wind.
about the one?
yes.
Yeah.
I was like, we can get a new one, and you're like,
I was trying to, like,
actually,
it's
it's
not
not
nice.
No, I just flat out asked, is like, is there any way we can get like a nice new
Big
banner?
one?
But
It
it-
does.
that's already coming.
Yeah, it died last year, so we're getting a new one. But yeah.
And we could also like actively try to encourage businesses to decorate, decor, you know, provide them with something to help them do that, et cetera. I don't know exactly what that looks like, but we can.
Yeah, I don't know if there's something, obviously you want people to go to the museums and I'm sure businesses have. Maybe something like I just personally thinking of myself, like, I don't know what I would put in, I'm not from a baseball family, baseball wasn't our. But I'm like, if there was something, even that, I don't wanna take like a precious artifact, but like something that some businesses could. Borrow or loan or have on display or something for the induction weekend also in their windows. That's maybe more like interesting to go look at than a flyer that I print and put in the window.
Yeah, I mean, we can
There's
provide
like, I'm
some,
thinking of, I'm just
stuff.
brainstorming
yeah, I mean,
something.
that's one thing with our inductees, which it doesn't happen this year every year, but we got a Blue Jay, we got an Expo, we got Baseball Canada, we got women's baseball, we got umpires. So this year's a wide variety of different aspects of baseball. But yeah, in the past, we've loaned, you know, again, not artifacts, Lindsay won't let me take it.
Yeah, oh,
Of the building, but like
We
old balls
understand.
or old baseballs, old gloves or something.
Yeah,
And then, you know, we get them to you for the month or two and then, you know, we get them back, obviously.
yeah, or maybe that's what the 25 items are.
Yeah, and it just,
25
again, it's just like,
Mhm.
I mean, again, cause there's gonna be so many, well, obviously Blue Jays fans are gonna be number one here, but there'll be Expo fans, there'll be Baseball Canada fans, cause 3 people are involved with Baseball Canada. The old umpire, he might have some umpire friends here, but, you know, that was a little harder, but again, like just, yeah, the windows, just if people come downtown, they see Blue Jay stuff or Expo stuff or Canada stuff. I mean, it's really adds to the, when you're walking around downtown, and if it's gonna be, you know, obviously that weekend and then stretch into the summer more, that would be wonderful. And, you know, the postcards will get done and given to all the stores. And again, the tournaments go right to Labor Day weekend. So again, it's something that we can keep around, you know, get them out in April, May, and you guys can keep them all till Labor Day when the last event sort of is type thing, so.
Kelly, I should go look myself and I will, but, and you may or may not know this, but is there anywhere at Mid-Dental to hang like for signage. Or like come to the come downtown or like,
I'm sure,
is it
like.
Maybe
Um,
one of
like
those like
place-
penguin signs or whatever they're called.
they're just weather depend, like I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're
the
just
wind.
The temperamental with
Yeah, we
like,
have the location, we put our sponsors for the winter lights, like it's actually a board.
Yeah.
um,
inside of the.
Or even just like the Vista plants that like stick in the ground.
Like you're thinking it would be there all summer?
Well, at least for those
Yeah.
When the-
weekends
Yeah,
where there's
I'm only
tournaments for
asking
sure.
because For weather, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking of the weekend,
Yeah, we
yeah,
could look at, I could get you the sizing and you could have something.
yeah, it's those 3 weekends,
Yeah,
right?
it-
We keep it,
Yeah.
it's, the posts are in the ground over by where the, horse and wagon stops and
Okay.
picks people up. That's where the sign, that's where we put the sign highlighting all the sponsors for Winter Lake, so it's just back in that corner by the
Okay,
parking
I'll
lot.
have a look.
It's, I don't know, it's not up right now, cause we take it down after, but the mechanism is there to put it up, so yeah.
And people will park there.
Yeah, and the washrooms are there
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff, right, so.
How many umpires are in baseball?
This will be the fourth one,
Fourth.
so.
So at this point, I hear that the main thing is just collaboration and sharing, and then the other thing, obviously Sarah, like promoting decorating downtown. We've already committed to the selfie station, so I think the only other ask that I've heard of in terms of like monetary would be, the donation for the silent auction. So is that something you wanna table this evening or take away and vote on before the AGM?
Does anybody have an idea what we're gonna do?
Well, do we buy things from businesses?
I would say
Or
we
the
buy,
downtown box?
Or
yeah,
downtown bucks, downtown dollars and a little, and a. Some sort of.
It's going to the silent auction.
Yeah.
So,
We would ask for contributions at the AGM from other businesses.
I kind of like, I
Well,
kind of
we
like
get
us,
the
I would
AGM.
rather have us buy the
I think
items.
so.
from
I
the
would rather have
businesses.
us buy them too for this, and then it's a BIA
agree.
contribution, it's not an individual business's contribution, individual businesses can contribute in addition if they.
Or if they like
They
the
want-
idea, then they can get a hold of you
Yeah.
guys, and I'm sure you'll accept any other out of it.
Yeah, I like downtown dollars, and we can wrap them in some BIA brand,
Yeah.
let's just do it.
Okay, so what is the amount that you think? Cause it's weird, it's a silent auction, but there's gonna be an actual dollar amount on it, so it's, I don't know, like.
I think about like a gift card.
Yeah, I know,
Like, yeah.
I totally agree, no, I'm
Two
not saying,
fifty is a good number.
Okay.
250.
does that work in our sponsorship budget? Dean?
yes.
At this point, it would be my recommendation that the delegation from the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame regarding the summer events and induction weekend be received. And that the downtown BIA support a silent auction item in the amount of no more than $250.
What about a little bit more, if we're packaging and putting it all together, we might want.
I have some
Part of that,
BIA stickers still from. I think we can.
We
I'm gonna
can-
do it, we can do it, alright.
Oh, I also have all of those utensils that you guys ordered that year, you don't remember the steel?
Oh,
Forget
yeah.
what you got them for, but they
It
were,
was for the,
Sue was storing them at her store, and so when she
For the-
moved, they are in my office. It's
I
like,
don't even know.
What's left?
it's a kit. with
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
perfect.
I don't remember what's in it, but I have.
I think we're
Yeah,
good,
keep
I
putting
think
it
we
on.
can wrap it up, okay.
Can I have
No
an
problem.
Uber?
Yeah.
Thank you, Lisa, seconder. Thank you, Jan. All in favor? Any opposed? So moved. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And
for
looking
having
forward
us.
to continuing to build on that.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Lovely to
Thank
meet you all. Item 6 is from correspondence, which is the Peacemakers quilters regarding the 2026 quilt show. Anyone like me to read the letter, or has everyone had a chance to review it? They were just basically thanking us for how we've used the funds. Wonderful.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. One of us should probably reach out to somebody in the guild. Would it be possible to supply some quilts for businesses? Not everybody has a quilt in their closet. Like I think some of us.
In the past, that's happened, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, Chantel went around and gave us a bunch, but
Yeah.
I think more organized, we want more and more people to do it. What if, do you have a name on this correspondence?
It came to me, so I can share, yeah.
But who at the guild
Her name
talked
is,
about that?
yeah, I think it's pronounced Fury.
She came into our store the other day.
Yeah, so she's the one that's been going door to door.
Yeah,
So it says that in the letter that they're going door to door.
I don't think I have it.
They're asking people to put the postcards, I think, is
so
that what
like
it is?
bookmarks,
Yeah,
bookmarks or posters. Did you
Yeah.
come you? Not that I know of. No, she came to us this week and gave us bookmarks or posters, and then I do believe she asked if we would be willing to display quilts,
Right.
and
She
then,
doesn't read all around yet.
yeah, and that anybody, I believe, who had a quilt would be given 2 passes.
There's an email.
Yeah,
There's
it's an
an
email.
email address here on the
Yeah,
app that also says markjoan@quadro.net.
Yeah.
So if Sarah could just include that into a email asking people if they're interested as well, just to kind of give them the opportunity.
It's coming up in April, end of April.
Yeah,
But that'll be long before our, like, that'll be at the AGM, that's
Yeah.
easy to bring up at the AGM, like, does anyone need, we could even have quilts at the AGM.
what's the?
Anything else? Any other closing comments? Questions, concerns?
Can I just add, the reason why she phoned me, sorry, I was sending you the email address, but, the reason she and I were chatting was, around some of the promotions and how we can support, they've also invited the mayor to come and open the show, so I was working with her on that. They have a table that we're providing, like a tablecloth, our banner, some brochures, etc. And there's lots of space, so if the BIA, I was thinking postcards, I was thinking something that could be up on the table when people are coming into the quilt show that they could grab and, you know, venture downtown or whatever it is you wanna create kind of thing, there's space. So more the merrier. If you guys wanna put your heads together with what you wanna put there, cause I'll have
Postcards.
the map pads, which highlights downtown, so then they can tear that off. Visitors guides, Discover guide, and probably our events cards sitting on that table, and then that's kind of the extent of it, so there's room.
What is the date of it again?
It's April,
4/25.
it's open, I think it starts on the Thursday, right?
Yeah, Thursdays is Saturday. Yeah, I
Yes.
think we can definitely have our postcards, and since we're making little signs,
Mhm.
we can order a smaller,
Yeah.
like banner or things that you can make just a smaller one for the
And-
table. Sure.
Yeah,
I did
would
ask
check
her
anything
for
that's
some
going on, like,
clarification
yeah.
around the lunch cafe, I was just curious what that was. It's really just some sandwiches in the Friendship Center eatery there, so it's very basic, so she said people will probably want to venture for something else, somewhere else, it's just an add-on to what they're doing, but she didn't think that there would be any hesitation to promoting going to a restaurant, that kind of stuff, so. Mhm.
Maybe color. We have that much work on? No.
I don't think there was many, no, I don't have that many. Anyway, that was my discussion with her, so Sarah, you and I can maybe connect closer to you on getting some of that stuff. They said I think they say it, how many do they expect? 1,500? 1,500 to 2,300 people, so I don't know if you have that many postcards, but.
No. That many, we'll print a lot of postcards, but chances are not everyone will take.
No, okay, that's it.
At this point, then it would be the recommendation that the correspondence from the Peacemakers Quilters regarding the upcoming quilt show at the Pyramid Center between April 23rd to 25th, 2026 be received. Can I have a mover? Thank you, Jan, and a seconder. Thank you, Jan. All in favor? Any opposed? So moved. Brogan, council report.
Excellent. All right, folks. So I've chosen to bring you 2 updates tonight. Last council meeting, we had two wholesale kind of timelines developed for two significant, I would say, community issues that we've seen discussed lately. So the first is the racket course update. So coming out of the Rec and Leisure Master Plan, it was determined that pickleball is a booming sport right now. And so we needed some more facilities for pickleball players. We are currently limited. And the plan in the short term was that we were going to overlay the tennis courts with lines for pickleball so that you could play both and they could kind of share the courts. Well, there were some significant concerns from both parties on this matter, given that the biggest issue I heard a lot was that the different lines is confusing when you're trying to play the other sport, which I mean, you know, I suppose is fair. So after creating an ad hoc committee and significant consultation with both tennis and pickleball, we have determined that we are going to be expanding the racket courts down at the tennis courts where they are now. So we're going to be pursuing talks with the UTRCA and look at getting more courts put in down there. So that is the current situation with regards to racket courts. And the West Quarry project. So the West Quarry project was significant and controversial, obviously due to the pillars. Some feel that they are a cultural sort of icon in St. Mary's, others feel the opposite. Nonetheless, looped into the discussion we had at council was the fact that what we're going to do this year and the next couple of years is clean the fishing quarry up. So a lot of that brush and the accessible areas are going to be cut back. And as you can see in the report further down, there is a map sort of that shows where we intend to begin in terms of the cutting back. That's it's actually the last page of the report. Some of it, the actual cliffside is too steep for us to cut back, and it will be a public safety issue. So it's going to remain kind of a little bit forested for now. But with regards to the pillars themselves, the plan is to cut the brush around and in between the pillars and put a wrought iron fence around them, preserving them as they are. This was the cheapest option beyond outright removal, and it preserves what some feel to be a cultural icon, and so that is what we are doing. And that we determined that at the previous council meeting. So beyond that, everything is in there. It is in the report for your interest in terms of timeline and the upcoming plans for the quarry. Though right now, truly, it is just prettying it up and making it look kind of nicer as the some of the images in there suggest. So beyond that, I'm willing to take any questions. It was a hot topic everywhere else but here, trust me.
We're gonna give you a break. At this point, we'll just recommend that the council report be received. Can I have a mover? Thank you, Lisa, and a seconder. Thank you, Jan. All in favor? Any opposed? So moved.
I won't start talking about tennis versus pickleball here. It's not a place.
I love it. Thank you.
Not if you admitted you know nothing about baseball. I don't think it's time to get on the sport. It goes
Well, we all have our chosen sports.
That's right.
Racket
That's right.
sports, she knows.
I got a racket
She knows
sport,
about
but I
racket
won't talk
sports.
about it here.
Are you pickle friendly?
I'm a tennis gal.
Dan, the treasurer's report.
Oh, treasure.
Talk about it.
Okay, so which one was first? Yeah, but so standing where we are now on 2026. I have not put anything on the top because we haven't approved the budget yet, but as soon as we approve the budget, the beautification will have its number up there and then we'll be doing minuses. So what we know, but this is so far what we spent and what our spending commitments are. That makes sense? So I'll take any questions on that. You see any problems? No? Then Lisa, Jan, Megan and I met and worked on the budget. And so we sort of, this is what we came up with. So we're saying 16,000 for beautification. You see how that's broken down. And you'll see in each one that there's a miscellaneous, so that's what's
Flexibility.
flexibility, yeah. So like in sponsorships, we have 1,090 in the initiative, now we're 100 and something, right? Because we committed 250 in the Baseball Hall of Fame, so that's the way. I'll just keep working at it this way. I think it's nice, I think it's easily presentable. So, but anything on the budget, so this is what we expected go to the AGM. But I wanted you to see it, and if you have any concerns or anything we need to change, we should do that now.
I don't have any concerns because half of us were there to.
Yeah, you guys are.
Yeah. So we're good. So any concerns from you? Okay.
So, and then.
Robin?
I feel good about it, to be honest, yeah.
Perfect.
So
Thank you,
then-
Dan. This point would be the recommendation that the March treasurer's report and draft budget 2026 draft budget be received. Can I have a mover? Thank you, Jan, and a seconder. Thank you, Jan. All in favor? Any opposed? So moved. Other business. I'm excited to welcome Kelly. She's
Come
gonna
on
teach us-
down.
I previously brought up this fabulous topic about the potential to use some of Kelly's clients to possibly be about town or help us hand out something or just some type of utilization of, man hours, because, as we've noticed, our calendars are getting fuller and fuller and things are getting busier and busier. So I think there's a real opportunity that we can connect with our community and the community that surrounds the people that Kelly's supporting. So
All right,
have at her.
thank you very much for allowing me to come to speak. I know quite a few of you actually. And it's great to be here. Thank you. The reason I'm here tonight is my role as an employment specialist with Community Living St. Mary's and area. I work with people with intellectual disabilities who are looking for either paid employment or skills development in the community. I've had a couple of people that have actually hired the individuals that I support. And so what I'm looking for, just as Megan was speaking about, is to see whether there are any businesses that might have something that we could do, like a job card, for example. So let's say you have the things that are kind of getting left a last minute thing, or maybe they never get to, you never get to them because of your schedules being so full. That would be a great opportunity for me to come in and chat with you about how to do a job card for something simple in your organization, your businesses. For example, I have a young man that was actually doing shredding at a law office downtown. Another young man, well, I've been in this role, this is my 9th year. When I say that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been around that long. We actually had a young man that actually worked over at Troyer Spice for quite a while, that worked in the back with Dan and learned some really good skills. So that type of a thing. We also are looking for opportunity for, you might have something that you're doing that you never get to, where a person can develop some foundational skills in order to be more employable further down the road. There are some people that I work with that are just in that infancy stages of looking for employment. And so having something to do skills development wise that they might be able to put on their resume really is a huge help as well. So that would be something else that I would be interested in. Megan and I actually talked about flyer distribution. You might have something
Postcard.
that you need done downtown. There's a lot of really interesting things that I was listening to tonight going, one of my guys could help with that.
Watering planters?
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I had a young man that actually used to work at Snapping Turtle when it first opened up, and he did the bathrooms and swept the main lobby area and washed their windows. So, I mean, the sky's the limit. We can have a conversation. I would love to have a conversation with you. I'll leave some of my business cards here, and if you have anything that you think might be, and please don't dismiss even the smallest thing. It could evolve into something larger. Opportunities that seem insignificant are usually the very ones that I'm looking for. So I would really love opportunity to chat with all of you. I have gone downtown and visited businesses before, and I've had a little bit of success, and I'm looking to engage a lot more than what I have in the past. So, after chatting with Megan and having a conversation with Sarah as well, I feel like we could probably do a lot more via the BIA. So that's the reason for being here.
Kelly, from our perspective, and I know you and I have talked about this, but just for the benefit of maybe the rest of the group as well, and a refresher on my end. One of the kind of hot topics we've had, even just when we kind of branched out and welcomed Sarah on our team, who's clearly been invaluable. What does it look like in terms of like an insurance perspective, and who pays the person, and how do we pay them, and how does the treasurer have to figure things out? Like, what does that look like to us? Like, not in terms of the amount of the wage or whatever, but just like the logistics of it.
Well, insurance specifically would obviously fall, if it was a paid employment position, it would be the employer that would hold that
Okay.
responsibility. Anybody who's doing any kind of voluntary work has typically gone out and, you know, we want to make sure that it's a very safe thing for them to
Right.
do. So I would probably have to look a little further into what about the insurance, what insurance needs to be put in place. I think it would vary from different situation to situation. For the most part, community living has insurance when they have a support worker go with them into the field to do whatever it is that they're doing. So they would be under our umbrella for the most part.
Okay.
And is, like, I'm thinking BIA specific, not business specific, like 4 times a year, we have flyer handouts. July and August, we may have once a week, like watering or more, I'm not sure. But it's it could be very like very sporadic,
Right,
maybe, and not consistent.
yes.
Is that acceptable, or is that?
Yeah,
welcome
I
to
mean,
some people? I know that's not, and.
Well, it would all
cool.
depend on who
Yeah.
I have that is actually
Yeah, who's-
looking for
and who's
something at that
interested in that.
time, right? I mean, I could probably have somebody that is looking for sporadic stuff to do on a consistent basis. And so, you know, we could hook them up with that sort of a thing around the calendar year, of course. So it all depends on what you're referring to. So I think some people are looking for more consistency in their calendar, even if it is skills development. It would also cater to the fact that they have support workers on specific dates. So I want to make sure that I'm not
Right.
making my, of course, my employer crazy with all of
Yeah.
my recommendations, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, but we could certainly have a chat to see what it looks like. If you have ideas, if there are particular things on any specific day of the week that you have in mind, I can take that back and then have a look and see who do we have that is actually interested. We've been talking with the support services department a lot more about individuals that we're looking for places, things for them to do so that they can feel that connectivity to the community as well. So it could be a good handful of people that I'm looking for now. It all depends on how well things are received here at the BIA and what you think you might be able to do. Then I can take it back to our support services and see what is this gonna look like.
So I think my thought now is that if there, and by all means, if anyone else has any thoughts on this, but maybe we take it away and like. We would have to carve out some type of schedule in fairness, figure out what the scope of work would be, maybe gather some suggestions. I don't know if we wanna maybe take away like a smaller working group, just to kind of think of, brainstorm some ideas, and. Is there anyone who would be interested in that?
I'd be happy to set up something like that,
Okay.
for sure.
I'll do it.
So I'm happy to join as well, so the 3 of us can sit down, we can maybe carve out a idea of duties and maybe schedule something out, and then
That's
kind of
great.
meetings back and forth. And
Mhm.
obviously with summer coming, there's a lot more opportunities to do stuff like this too, so I think if we can lean into it, at least give you a few solid months or whatever, then.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you very much. All right, thanks for your time.
Yeah. This, oh, there's no motion. We are creating a working group. Thank you.
You could make them.
Yeah,
That's looking
okay.
great.
At this point, I would make the recommendation that Rogan, myself, and Lisa sit on a working group to explore opportunities through community living. Can I have a move? Seconder, thank you, Lisa. All in favor? Any opposed? So moved.
Guys, thanks.
Bye, Sarah, bye.
AGM finalization and location.
Prestone,
Yeah.
they're very excited. Jess and Jason are very excited to host.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, I'm gonna go there shortly, like it's 100% confirmed, but I said I'd do a little walkthrough and we'll confirm the menu and, do you still have tickets for drink tickets?
I do.
Okay, great. So we'll use those.
So-
Perfect.
I also found my tickets, so I didn't have to buy new tickets.
Okay, well, we got tickets. Yeah, they're very excited, so I'll confirm a menu and room, like layout, but I did wanna talk about that, what we're envisioning for the meeting. I know we have to have a formal meeting and we need to pass a budget and there are things, but I find it's somewhat awkward, when we are hovered in a table and it's like us and others. I just find it, even for a short while, it just, we kind of get stuck and we're with ourselves and we're not really mingling with the
Yeah.
community as much as I feel like we should, so I'm open to.
I
Any
think,
guys are kind of like,
I think we each probably have a slide. Let's each sit at a table and instead of standing up in front of everyone, let's just speak at the table or something like that, right?
yeah, like how, well, I was gonna think about how, like how. I mean, it all depends, I also appreciate it depends on how long or how engaged people are on talking, but I like the idea of us presenting and giving people a real reason to come. It's not just a social, it's like, this is for information, it's to ask questions, it's to plan for the future, but it's also, but then we're also mingling, people aren't just sitting in.
We're also part of the community.
Yeah, we're part of them, yeah, we're just part of it, I just find it gets a bit stagnant and.
Have we asked for RSVPs yet?
One
No,
thing.
I guess.
I've gotten one.
For
Same
me,
people that replied immediately last year.
I replied.
Yes, Kelly.
Oh, you
I
didn't?
was gonna say something you could
Thanks, Heather.
do is for the formal part of the meeting,
Mhm.
just have a different table.
That's what I'm thinking too.
So that's what we've done for public meetings.
Yeah.
So who's ever sort of presenting is kind of up across the front. But then otherwise it's sort of like mingling in, right? So,
Mhm.
so for the formal part, you would just stand up and go over to the formal table and it could be like facing the crowd or it could be a boardroom table. I think you don't want your backs to people, so I think facing would be better and then that would be the only time you'd be sitting together at a table, otherwise you'd be mingling.
Mhm.
That's just one idea.
Or even just like like the podium, like not a podium idea per se, but then we just all sit at we all sit at a respective table and then we just get up and leave our table when it's our turn to speak and then we go back to our table.
Mhm.
I guess that will depend on how many people come and how many.
Well, we'll
tables.
have to ask the one person
That's right.
what they would like.
Who they want to.
Like I
Oh,
do-
also like, and have we talked about what everyone's talking about? Did I miss
I
that?
have no idea what
Yeah, I don't know, I don't
Last
I don't even know I had a
year-
slide.
Last year, people were eating during the formal
Correct,
part.
yeah.
So that could be awkward if you're, Lisa's over there at the table and people, everyone around her is eating while she.
So maybe we can try to like tighten up the meeting at the beginning and then like everyone gets a drink, but then we bring out food
I think that's. a great
afterwards.
idea.
And like structure it like
You
that.
can structure it any way you want.
As long as we can keep it to,
I think we can keep.
Keep it pretty tight.
Pretty short
Keep
last
it-
year, like I think.
Yeah, I thought last year was great.
I thought last year was pretty good, but we were stuck.
Yes, the
In our
food's not
spot,
brought
yes.
back. The way it
There
was
wasn't a
supposed
lot
to
of
be.
Because it was so tight.
Yeah, I
it
just
was-
felt-
yeah, that was-
stuck.
Stand up.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't even put the chair back.
yeah.
I found it a bit tight and then
Yeah.
it was time to go and
It
I
was
was like,
hard to
oh,
mingle.
goodbye,
Yeah.
everyone, and that, like.
So I think
cool.
we'll chalk it up to,
Yeah.
the format was great, I think we'll have maybe better luck this year.
And maybe we all just sit amongst everyone rather than all just be at the same table.
And then
Is
we
that
just
what you
go,
were
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Yeah.
and then similar to
Yeah.
what Kelly said, there's a.
Yeah.
When we are speaking, we're speaking from like the same position, like we get up and leave our spot.
And then the date is the,
We can also narrow down how many people. The
13th.
thirteenth, Monday the
Yeah.
13th.
I would have one speaker.
I had told them approximately
And then
6 to 8, but we can decide like, the
Yeah.
meeting starts at 6.
so I think we have to meet at 5:30 because we have to have our meeting before our meeting, don't we? Or no, we don't have to have our meeting. before our meeting.
Well, we usually have it at 6, sort of, but we've never actually had one before the meeting.
Yeah, you have two meetings.
Yeah, we do, but it's really quick.
They're very quick though.
Yeah.
Basically, you have to,
Last year we didn't though.
yes, you did. You always
We all,
have
but
to-
everyone was there.
Yeah,
So that's why I
everyone's
found
always
it fun.
there. Oh, yeah. It's literally like you have to approve the minutes from the previous AGM. So like
Right.
last year's minutes get approved at this
Oh,
year's
so, okay,
AGM.
so we don't need a preview.
And that's when you approve the budget.
No, but I think when people arrive and we sit down before we do that, I think it's important, and I'm happy to do it, or Megan or whoever, that we kind of explain that this is what's happening.
Yeah.
Because I remember even before I was a member of the BIA, seasoned pro now, I was like, what is this meeting? So it just like a little, this is what we're gonna do really quickly, and we're gonna present the budget, do a year in review, and we'd love to talk to you all about it. And have input and conversation, but we need to do this first.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get that you couldn't like interrupt and talk,
I agree.
and I found it a bit confusing.
I also think that we do not need 7 speakers.
I have a suggestion.
Like last
I
year,
loved it
we,
when Megan did all the presenting with the slides, and then there's questions.
They asked me.
They asked me.
I'm just like,
Or I can go.
I'm
to
happy to
our
talk to
over
you.
there.
Like last year was a little bit like shuffly and awkward, like
Yeah.
a slide would come up, you would talk, the slide would go down, new slide would come up, you talk, then the slide would go down, the new slide would come up, you talk.
I have
And
no
we're all
problem
trying to
talking.
shuffle around.
I'll just
Love
talk
that.
the whole time, and then if there's a question afterwards, then I will point the question to.
It's probably
How do you feel
streamlined,
about
go
that?
faster.
With socials
Two
and things.
things, I think, like, I can go two ways with the slides, I can get really worried with the slides, like, some people. One person specifically, but some people like the PDF of the slides after the event. But that doesn't mean you have to read it, like, you don't have to actually like present everything that's on the slide, or I can keep them very minimal and you just talk.
Is there a balance in the middle there somewhere?
Well, I found at least 2 years, like, I think if you just stand there and read them, that's not the best way to do it either. So I think it's better to keep them very minimal, and I can always do a follow-up with all the information and send
Yeah.
that out to the entire membership. I can follow up with like, not slides per se, but present it really pretty and just send out like a recap on what's coming and what has come before, and then the actual presentation can be, we can just almost use it like prompts, cause you know all this stuff.
And previous years, Sarah has done the slides.
Mhm.
And are you good reading off of, or using them as a guide?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
typically
do you
there's
want to do
something.
your own?
No,
Okay, just
I
making
just
sure.
sent,
I just wanna make sure.
I've just sent Sarah, like in the past, I've just said, here's the things I want covered in the
Yeah,
slide,
okay,
and then
okay,
Sarah's
great.
taken them and made
And
them Sarah
and I find if there's like images, and then you just talk about what's going on, that makes more sense than if
Yeah.
you're just reading what's going, cause then people can just read the slides
Yeah.
themselves, right?
And if people want more information, they can always contact us.
Well, I think that I can send up a follow-up.
Okay.
That's just a little more
Yeah.
detailed,
More
like,
wordy.
cause people don't want me to present the stats from 2025 social, but they can like browse through it visually and get that same information like after the AGM. That's kind of what I was envisioning, but
I
what.
think there's far more value in the mingling and talking
Me
one
too.
on one, and that's where the ideas happen,
I
and people open up, because you're not gonna necessarily ask during a presentation, oh, I've got an idea, but less meeting, more mingling, more conversation with people.
Perfect.
So if the meeting starts at 6, we invite people forward.
Well, I've said it's 6:30, because I think in the
Okay.
past, we were supposed to meet from 6 to
so the
6:30,
meeting-
and then.
the meeting itself.
AGM is supposed to start at 6:30.
Mm,
That's what we did previously.
Okay,
Last year,
anyway,
I just showed up.
so that's fine, 6, the door will at first will be open.
At 6.
And you can get a drink at 6, and then at
Okay.
6:30 we call, the
start.
minutes will say 6:30, that's when the
Okay.
meeting starts.
Okay.
The venue is open.
So my
at 6.
next communication out to everyone will, I'll make sure
First
that.
down,
that's
6
o'clock.
Because right now it said, I'm pretty sure it says 6:30 and I based it on last year's time, so I'll just make it clear. Can I just change it to 6?
Yeah, it's, you are putting it 6.
Starts at 6.
Yeah.
Starts at 6.
And then
The
I'll.
AGM,
That
the AGM starts, yeah,
6:30.
yeah.
For Halloween.
So at this point, it
My
would
bad,
be the rep, do you need to?
I just wanted to ask, are we doing a save the date card of any kind this year, like something physical, or are we just kind of gonna go in the newsletter sort of thing?
I don't think that we need a save the date card, no, that doesn't,
That's fine.
because then, I mean, I think it would make more sense if we need to have that. We'd have to go and hand that out to businesses individually. It makes more sense just to make that connection
Yeah,
verbally rather than.
well, that's my thought is I found utility in having conversations with
Yeah.
people like in person and kind of socially pressuring them into going to these kinds of
So
things.
last year, the way I got everyone to come to the AGM, because no one had replied, I emailed everybody individually. Or messaged them on socials or both, and almost everyone replied, and anyone that I put a little pressure on said, yes, I'm absolutely coming, and they showed up.
Well, I
So
thought we had
yes,
a good
that's the
turnout
way to
last
do it.
year.
What's that?
I thought we had a great turnout last
Yeah.
year, so as long as,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
that's
that
fine.
was my method.
Okay.
So the first email and the second email were like, save the date, or the second one was like, respond, RSVP, and then one person responded, the next time like 4 people respond, and then I will individually message everyone.
And it's up
That's
to
good.
us to, yeah, talk
Can you
to
also-
all of our business neighbors
Yeah.
that
Can you
Yeah.
also
the
do an
AGM
event?
is this name.
Now we have that group for the downtown businesses. You could do an event, like a Facebook event.
The downtown BA Facebook group.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, sorry, yes,
Yeah.
of course I'll share that.
Yeah, but you can do it so that people can RSVP on there too.
Oh, yes. Can you do that on groups
Yeah.
now?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh,
The people will say
Oh,
like
yes, you
interested,
can, yeah.
attending, not
yeah,
interested.
we've done that on my book.
But
club.
does that
Yes, we
stay
can do
within
that.
the private group or does
That
that?
makes
go
sense.
for-
Or you can just make it so that no one can invite
Should stay in that
anybody
private
except us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
In terms of, audio and visual, I haven't heard.
Oh, yeah, and that was the other.
So very, very least, like worst case scenario, Lisa has a projector and it's also a snow globe that we can use for. Lisa has a projector that we can put on a wall.
I actually prefer that. I think.
You have a projector.
With the SD.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
Lisa
Okay,
has
so
the
we need a wall
Lisa
for
has the
that.
technology, I can use.
so we have a wall for that.
Okay, yeah,
TBD.
leave the audio visual.
Yeah, like I have
yeah.
a TV.
Do we do the same thing?
We don't know.
We don't.
No.
Okay, and we don't like, okay. And people can't join Zoom or, okay.
No.
We haven't done it that way.
And Sarah's not here, so we can't ask her, but I know, does the library have any projector equipment that we can borrow?
Well,
We're good. Leave
okay,
it.
well,
I
it's
got
also
this.
the space that it has to go be projected if it's not a TV, right? So it's have to. We'll have to look at it.
Yes, the library.
Behind the bar, like they always did,
I'm gonna follow up and.
cause that could also be an easier one too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I've asked.
I'll give you the thing and you make it go.
So at this point, it would be the recommendation that the St. Mary's Business Improvement Area Board's annual general meeting be held on April 13th at Earthstone at 6:30 p.m.
6 p.m.
But no, the meeting itself is at 6:30. The venue opens at 6 for the actual formal meeting, right? I think that's what I'm supposed to do.
You could just put both times in there, doors open.
Doors open at 6 p.m. and
Meeting.
meeting at 6:30 p.m.
Yep. And then it's on record.
Can I have a mover? Thank you, Brogan, seconder. Thank you, Jan. All in favor? Perfect. Jan,
We
you have,
send out a, sorry, we send out an agenda,
yes.
like,
Yep.
like, just trying to remember.
Easter spring fun idea.
Don't worry, I don't have a legit idea. When I sent this email, Alex texted me and said, I thought you were keeping your ideas to yourself.
That's what you told me.
No.
But,
I like
but
that.
I do think coming off of the successful soup crawl, I think it is a very large time frame for the BIA to do nothing.
We're doing
before-
baseball.
What about the baseball hunt?
But that's July.
Yeah.
All right.
We have March, April, May, June, 4 full months. It doesn't have to be anything big. Maybe we have
Baseball will be in
somebody.
June, right?
Yeah,
Or
we're
we
gonna
gonna
start
start
the-
it?
June.
Okay, I was
The
just curious on the
induction is
timing, not that it
June.
matters, but.
Yes, the induction is at the 3rd weekend of June. But I just wondered if we should do something in April around Easter or spring. Maybe somebody wants to dress up as the Easter bunny and.
I know.
Maybe we invite kids to come downtown and
I will look on it.
color the sidewalk and sidewalk shop. I don't know. Maybe we have a color
Never fails.
contest. I don't know what. It doesn't have to be anything big. But it
took
does
us on the
just feel to me that it is a long period of time to have nothing.
I would caution
From the
the
BFA.
sidewalk walk because.
It was
we're
an
just
illegit
coming
idea.
Very much like a land.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe snow paint.
It's,
might be better.
no, I'm kidding, it doesn't have to be that, but just something, it could be a coloring contest. It could be
Well, I know we don't.
on the
want
Saturday,
on the-
Easter weekend, it could be somebody giving out lollipops or whatever and baskets walking around the street. I don't know what it is.
I love the idea.
Yeah, we do.
When is the Kinsman Easter egg?
At the
Four.
Connect.
Connect, sorry.
Saturday
Thank you.
before.
Saturday before.
They just advertised.
Is it in Miltunnel again?
I saw a picture of them like stalking things, but I didn't
It
know.
used to be, but
No.
they moved it years ago.
Mhm.
Oh,
It's been in Miltunnel the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's in Milton.
Yeah,
And what time, like, it usually lasts 5 minutes probably, right?
they usually have a Easter bunny there. And usually,
They got it tagged 9 to 11 right now.
yeah,
9 to 11.
yeah.
Prime time.
That's the Saturday, yeah.
not an Easter bunny, a giant pea.
Oh,
Um,
oh, yeah.
I
If you can get me a
definitely
giant
like
peep
the
costume,
idea
I'm
of
in.
doing
Absolutely.
something, if not Eastery, something in May. Because there's like Easter is busy for families, there's our AGM, there are things
Anything,
happening in
Easter
April.
or spring.
But I like May,
Mother's Day's in there.
Mother's Day.
You get Roger dress up as a mother.
They're my mother. Yeah.
Just something, it just feels like a long time to not have the BIA doing something.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
I don't know what the thing is.
I
That's
don't know what the thing is.
where we all.
Cause if it's gonna be Easter, we gotta start like tonight.
It doesn't have to be Easter, I just put Easter/spring to give us a broad time frame to choose from.
I would-
When are planters, when are the planters coming? Like, what if there was like a May, like we did like a community, we bought little plants and you plant. With planters, I don't know, I'm brainstorming here, I'm trying to think of something that's not giving out candy.
When is Earth Day?
The 22nd.
Of
Um,
April.
April.
I would only give
Yeah.
it candy if it was like Easter weekend, I wouldn't give it candy any other time. I didn't know.
What are the individual stores giving out candy? It's just Roman and outfit giving out the candy.
This is fun.
I don't know, something springy, like, it could be a coloring
Like-
contest, I don't know, like, color it. Pick one, kids get prizes, I don't know.
It's not a terrible idea to think about Earth Day. I know it's close to our AGM, but Easter's soon, like it's
Yes,
the
it is.
first,
It's
it's
on a
the
week.
first.
Agreed.
So,
And I just don't get jazzed about Easter when it's so early, cause it's just like.
I think a spring thing is more the way to go.
yeah, I'm sure.
In the spirit.
It would be really nice,
Wings.
it would be really nice if there was some.
Oh.
Maybe butterflies, you know, that-
Be knocking
I'm
stuff over
obsessed
off
with, like,
shelves.
planting. And spring, and some sort of BIA or community.
Plant until after May
I
2/4.
like that.
Like,
Yeah.
you can't plant anything outside until after May 2/4. Like, we can't put anything in a ground or pot or planter until after.
What about some kind of little bird feedery thing, like some kind of seed bird feeder thing in an egg? Like I keep seeing these and I keep trying to get people that I work with to do some programming around it, but Bird Migration Day is May 8th. And Stratford specifically is becoming a bird-friendly city. So there's a lot of bird stuff going on right now and bird themed stuff. I don't know if there's something that we could tag onto that, like, and do some kind of bird feedery fun thing. It's
What-
messy though.
What does a bird friendly city mean?
I don't.
I agree with you about planting, but they'd have to plant something that they could take home, which is also fine.
What about handing out flowers on Mother's Day weekend to mothers?
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Oh, that's
Like,
nice.
we get a
Yeah.
giant daisy
That's
head,
a good idea.
and Rogan wears a giant daisy head.
Yeah.
And then hand
There's
out,
a theme to each of these ideas. I mean,
Yeah.
it's yeah.
and then there's something as a prize at the end for.
We tried to do, I think,
Things
we
dress
tried
up.
to contact, and maybe I wasn't early enough, and maybe I'm early
It's
enough, and
utility
maybe we're
outlet
not.
for sure.
For Earth Day last year with petals and foliage and asking them to grow little pot, like herbs and give them out at Earth Day.
Mm.
We talked, but I was too late. Like, they didn't start
Yeah,
enough of them.
I can cut flowers. Daisies are relatively inexpensive.
I mean, I know the planting, it just feels like it could. This feels simpler.
I know, I'm just saying like something that you give, like it can still be like a plant that you give that can last longer than.
But
I feel like that's really hard to carry around, like 25 little
Yeah.
seedlings versus a handful of flowers.
I also think it should be something that, I mean, if we think of the soup crawl thing, it also should be something where families can go and. Go and walk around together, and I mean, I think that's what makes the soup crawl. Good, and that's what makes the Halloween thing good, is because families are going and they're going around to stores and
I think,
they're doing something. I mean, they're not necessarily shopping, but they're
There
together
wouldn't be
doing
families
something.
if there weren't for mothers.
that's what, well, even Mother's Day, there's a lot of people out
And she'll be
for,
stuck with her kids anyway, so.
that's true.
True that. We've talked about it for a bit, like a spring idea, whether it's Easter or May, like there's something.
Yes, I
It's good,
agree.
it's.
And I hear what you're saying about
Mhm.
going store to store, like, I don't know what that looks like
Yeah.
specifically. Like, do you have your kids like come in and do something? I don't know how many business owners are gonna wanna do that. Especially on a weekend,
Yeah,
like that's, that's prime shopping day.
What's the first?
Could it be like a spring, like, is it redundant to do like a spring scavenger hunt?
Well, the summer, June.
First day of
June,
summer?
it's June, it's 21st, 22nd, it's somewhere around there. I'll-
Through like the
Here
month of
it's-
April or May?
Not April.
May.
Here it is. I'm like, oh, wait.
May,
that's-
yeah, I think, well, that might take away from your baseball theme though.
Yeah, but I know, that's why I
Back
was
to
like.
back
is it
Yeah,
scavenger.
May, doesn't it? Like April, too soon to get anything organized.
Yeah, we still have poetry in.
Yeah.
April.
Oh, yes.
May is
Yeah.
the month.
I think
Yeah.
May is too. I don't disagree at
Okay.
all.
Yeah, it's the 21st.
21st and the first day of summer. At late.
And that's like.
Something that's a bit of a spec.
in baseball.
What is it? Can it be a
That's why, like,
scavenger hunt?
broken
Can
stuff is
it,
a
like a
tiny-
1 day scavenger hunt?
I feel like. then
Spring
I
is
just-
here.
No?
Okay, well, let's think
Yeah,
about it.
take that one back.
Ideas to do.
Something for May, so
Yeah.
for sure.
I like
Something
the,
for May.
I like the handing out of something for Mother's Day, I think that.
Well, cause Mother's Day is the Sunday, May 10th.
Or it
So
doesn't
maybe
have
if
to
we
be on
did
a
something
Sunday.
But
Saturday,
nobody is downtown shopping on a Sunday.
No.
right, so maybe the
But it
Saturday,
Maybe the
Exactly, when
family
they
thing
come
on
for
that
food, they come for
weekend,
bread, they
so,
do not
yeah.
go to shop.
No.
No.
On the
They
Sunday,
walk
but on
the
the Saturday.
trail. On Saturday.
They don't go on Saturday?
Read.
But I
Guys,
guess
we'll have
yeah,
another
that
day to talk to you about later, just for my. They go into brunch, they go into share.
No.
They're not shopping.
No, I gotta bet it. So it might be insane.
Okay,
Well, then I'm the
so
better.
then we can table this and Jan's
Yeah.
gonna come up with a
Yeah.
brilliant idea to present to us the
Okay,
next.
Yeah.
okay, May.
idea time, Jamie, yay.
Yeah. But May ideas, April, it's like the weather's so unpredictable.
Yes, I know.
It's a busy month already.
Yeah,
Cool.
Someone does an Easter egg
poetry
hunt.
is
and-
already happening.
Poetry's
We don't wanna
happening.
steal the poetry thunder.
Yeah.
Poetry's happening.
I do like the idea, I'm thinking about Halloween, I'm thinking about Zoo Crawl, which I know we're about to talk about, and even this idea, if it is businesses going, like people going around town. And if we are ever going to ask for some sort of like donation, of some contribution, I was thinking about, the library,
Mhm.
like funding. Like, yeah, if they're ever raising funds for something or asking for a small donation, even if it's for a horse and like carriage ride at Merchants Open House or something. Pay
Mhm.
what you can or pay if you would want to.
If you will.
Pay if you will, if you won't. You don't have to, but it could like,
Yeah.
yeah, this would be directed for maybe this year or
Yeah.
next year. I mean, that's where it gets directed.
Go on this-
This year, well, it's 3 years.
No, I know, but
We might not be here next year.
we'll be alive, but.
It's like, we don't,
I don't know, you watch the news.
It's a hostage
Okay,
All right,
anyway, yes.
thank you, Jan. Thank you for getting the.
Ball rolling.
And now, the Super Bowl review.
So good,
So good,
well
Well,
done.
yeah, you guys were great. So
Pat
awesome.
yourselves on the back, that was a good event.
Let me tell you,
Yeah,
I've never hustled,
Yeah,
I haven't hustled like that since I worked in Toronto.
That
It was so
busy.
good.
I couldn't even get in your store.
I did it by myself,
Yeah.
220,
I thought-
and I turned away 4, nobody came to help me.
No.
My store was trash.
I had 3 people.
Oh.
So I think it's a good event, but we need guardrails.
Yes, I think it was
You
great
need
and I.
Guardrails.
Guardrails.
We need tickets for 150 people
Oh, I
And
see.
We need some, like, I
whether it's
love,
free or not, I mean, it can be free, but
I love that it's free.
Yeah.
I love that people are out on the street. Inside my store was almost unmanageable and I could have been robbed blind and I wouldn't have even noticed.
yeah, me too.
Not until the end.
The fire, like regularly.
Like, it was something, there's never been so many people in my store ever. The washrooms were trashed, all the fridges, everything was open, the shelves were all moved around, there was soup everywhere, all over the tables. My mom said, you should take the tablecloths off, and I was like, why did I take the tablecloths off? And she would ask me, take the tablecloths off. Thank goodness I did, because there was soup all over all the tables. Like, well,
we
but I think it's great, like, I do, like, I love the energy of the night.
Yes.
I also think we can't ask people to make more than 15 liters
No,
of soup.
that's the thing,
Yeah.
I don't think that.
I think there was,
I don't
like,
think it's a
I
good thing we sold out. I was not mad that I
Yeah.
sold out. I was not embarrassed. I
Exactly.
was giving out spoonfuls. of it.
I would say,
I was digging
I
them out
went to
and
lots
going,
of
here you
places that
go.
were out, and there was no anger, like, it's
Yeah.
a free
No.
event, it's,
Yeah.
when it's out,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
out,
I
end of
think I
story.
just worried though that like next year you'll have 50 people lined up at your door at like 5:45.
I'm 10 people at
And
5:45.
you'll sell out in like 20 minutes instead of 40.
And maybe
Well,
it's something that I need to get over, but like as a hospitality person, it
Yeah.
like hurt my soul that I was sold out at 6:20 and we used
Yeah.
all the soup for the following 2 days lunch service.
Yeah.
Like we did 22 liters of soup, like it was a lot of soup and it was great, but I was like, I felt really bad.
And I know, I
But
feel
none
that
of,
too. I get it, but I'm
wouldn't
old, like,
expect that going in your store, like, I would not have, like, we went to Perthstone and didn't even get to try his soup, right?
Yeah.
It's in the restaurant, and I have zero judgment
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, I just felt bad, like I
But if it's
felt
people
badly.
register, and then there's a starting place. So say if Corey's Edge is in it again, they're at starting place 1, 10 people go there. The next place is Lyric Flowers, 10 people. So it goes all the way around the town in groups of 10, so you don't have 50 in one spot. And
I
then
think
staggers
you'll get, I
around.
think you will get more
Stop.
people angry if they have
I
to
think
register
so.
and can't go than if they
No.
show up and
It's
they can't get
complicated.
soup.
Is it outrageous to
Yes.
think that, it probably is, but is it outrageous to think that we could sell like a passport or a ticket or something,
A passport, that's a good idea.
and then
Donation.
we could take that money and like donate it to the library pantry to feed people
Yes.
Right, like.
in
use it as a
our
fundraiser.
community who
Yeah.
couldn't come, who couldn't pay the $10 to come to the
So
event.
if you're selling tickets,
Mhm.
then you have to have soup for them.
Yes,
You
but
have
you're
to
only
have
selling 100 tickets.
Yes. But that's the thing.
Yeah.
Once you sell, you can't run out.
Yes,
Yeah.
I don't disagree, but then you would sell
Yeah.
like 100 tickets.
Can I just be like the health
Yeah.
board?
Yes, I know.
I feel like
I know.
when you're a business who's just giving away food,
Yes,
you
I know.
can kind of like dodge the bullet a little more than when you're selling passes.
This is true.
Food.
No,
I
the
agree.
helper is a whole other conversation.
Yes, I know. I
done
know.
like for the last 2 years,
I don't
I've been like, I
disagree
can't
with
believe they
that.
haven't found me yet, because it's a BIA run event. And I talk to them a lot, and I'm just gonna ask very generally about it, just that we do need to have,
So but if we
it's
could,
all good.
and I think this is all great things. If we could just maybe, because I mean, these are all great ideas, but I think we need to table them next year for next
Yeah.
year's event.
Yeah, totally.
But
We can't
just
solve it now.
overall, we ran out of some soup.
I think it would make a difference.
I made a mistake and only figured that the cups were gonna be full and not half full, my mistake, that's why not everyone got enough cups, so that's on me. I'll give more cups.
No,
next
I
time.
didn't realize how many people were gonna come.
No, it was bananas.
I
It was
think
crazy.
You were fortunate for weather, first of all, the weather was.
2 years in a row, we've been fortunate.
And then
The little
the other
whisper
piece of it
snow right
is
like-
if you had more businesses doing soup,
Yeah.
that might
Yes.
spread it around a
Yes.
bit.
It was 18.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think if there was more doing it, like, cause there's almost 100 businesses.
People were
downtown.
full after 5 soups, like. they were
I
like,
agree.
Yes,
That's- yeah.
Just smaller cups, we get some cups that are half the
Yeah,
size that
that's
they
another
were,
thing.
and then
Could
they
do
don't
that.
have to be chintzy and put like just a tiny bit in the bottom of a bigger cup. You get a little cup and you half fill it,
Yeah.
and then people are only getting a tablespoon and a half of soup.
These
But
ones
that's
like
like,
three
that's
ounces
not
each.
a ton.
4 ounce
They
cup.
were 4, but we
Yeah,
had
we
3
get them
ounces in the
small.
back that we pulled out when we ran out of
They were
ours.
better size.
The 3 ounce.
Yeah,
were
and
the
Angela
size.
was serving her little water glasses.
Yeah.
And they were even smaller, I think, and she was like, this is perfect.
Mine looks ridiculous, because I'm just gonna coffee cup. People are looking at it.
I
like,
get,
not very
I have
much.
Nick Cafe coffee.
Yeah.
You wanna play that game?
But I do think, yeah, Halloween, Waldo, like,
soup, like
I think
getting
it keeps
people
people moving.
It keeps people moving is great,
Yeah.
downtown, like keeping them downtown is great. Getting families out and doing stuff together is great.
Also, people
It's
discovered businesses and some people sold things. I know it would have been cheaper.
Well, that
That's what
was,
we call
that
it,
was
it's
also
open
the other
drinks.
problem. I had people line up the door and then somebody wants to buy 2 packages of onion
Yeah,
powder.
I had this too, yeah.
And I couldn't, I could,
Yeah.
you know, it's like, well, just take it away. But
Yeah.
Yeah, good problem.
No one you see.
You could maybe call over volunteers, just saying.
Yeah.
Volunteers might
true.
be willing to assist. The year of the pandemic merchant open house, the BIA did a call out for volunteers to help with crowd control in
Mhm.
in the shops, and there, we had success with that. So,
Yeah.
and I'm happy to even share that with the volunteers. We utilize like that, if there's an opportunity to do a couple hours for the soup crawl next year, just to help with kind of navigating
Yeah, that's great.
the crowds,
Or ask your local business, like if anyone needs, I could have enticed you, volunteered, like, we had 3 people, we didn't need 3 people serving soup at the, like,
yeah, I think.
we don't need a scooper, a ballader and a garnisher,
I
like,
know-
that was a little excessive,
I
right?
know
So-
there would be people
yeah.
that would be happy to participate in something like this, so, yeah.
I just think the overall goal is you get people into stores they haven't been into. Like a couple that came in this year, and said, we were here last year, this was how we discovered your store, and I bought a bunch of stuff here. Too bad this year, because it was so packed in there, they didn't get a chance to talk to the business owners, they didn't get a chance to look around because it was so tight. So we nailed the whole volume, and then we nailed the goal last year, we just need to combine the both, that we can somehow spread it out, that both things happen.
Yeah, I agree.
Just have to make sure you pass that along to the next board if, well, assuming you guys aren't all already here, so.
Yeah, I agree.
No, let them.
This table here.
Burn like my hand. All right, Hyperbox update, really quick. It's great, the artists have drafted their designs, as far as I know, they've been approved by the Heritage Committee. The idea, the concept has been approved by the Heritage Committee. We've made a few minor modifications, but yeah, it looks great.
Can you say what they are?
Yeah, I can share like one, go ahead, Lisa, you're gonna explain it better. Okay, the one is,
Animals?
the one artist has done like a quarry, like a scene of the quarry.
Yeah.
And like. So I'll split up.
There's a rabbit.
I haven't seen anything.
Rabbit,
I'm
fox,
only on
woodland
some
creatures,
creatures.
woodland creatures.
Not like a speaking like, just like that. Bring the crap,
I haven't seen them either.
well, like, and you like. Drank something, eaten something, bought something. Used to surface something.
So,
Like a bingo card?
Like, you know, for the spring thing.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
so the first artist did 2 kind of scenes, one is the town. One is the town, or sorry, Milt Dental Field, features Milt Dental Field, and it is Seasons of St. Mary's. So Kelly's gonna put it up, but it basically has each of the seasons will wrap around the box. So like there's spring at Milt Dental Field,
The Cory one's adorable.
Oh,
that's great.
so that's the quarry. Sorry,
Mhm.
and the other one is the quarry one, the only, yeah.
Did you send them?
Yeah, I did, but it's, the other one is the quarry one, the only feedback we had, it looks great, but it looks like beach, so we're just gonna get her to tweak it a little bit and make it look like stone rather than
Right.
sand. And then.
It was Creatures of St. Mary's, like,
And then there's
Rabbits and
Creatures of St.
Foxes.
Mary's,
in the style of
Is this-
the bird ones that are already there, but little
Yeah.
woodland creatures.
yeah, we used the
instead.
same artist. Yeah, so there's the, so we're gonna stone up the sands, and then that'll be the quarry one. And then,
That, stop sharing this one. Go to the next one.
Or you get a certification to become bird friendly city.
Hmm.
We just get a certification, that's how you do it.
And then this one, each side will represent a different season of Milk Tunnel Field.
One, two,
look
three,
great.
okay.
To pass as
I like the caricature.
I like the colors.
Yeah.
And they actually kind of fit into greens and
Yeah.
Fit in with our brandings, yeah, they look good.
Yeah.
And then the other one,
So are those done now? Are they approved?
yeah,
I believe so.
yeah. Well,
We all said yes, and
Yeah.
I think Amy was taking it to,
And I haven't heard
Heritage,
anything from
and she didn't, but
HCC.
she didn't see any problem.
Yeah.
Cause it was approved last time, this dialogue goes,
Yeah,
so she didn't see any problems.
oh, so it hasn't been to Heritage yet?
It
Or-
has
Well,
been,
this was a couple weeks ago that
it
we
has
met.
been.
Oh, it
Yeah,
has
and
We
we
haven't
been?
heard back from her, so,
Okay, cool.
and then the second one, sorry, Liz's are more, oh, they're in. Liz's are kind of more working.
So there's 3 here.
Yeah,
Sharon,
so you're gonna
okay.
share, no, you're gonna share not that one.
Okay.
You're gonna share this one, which is butterflies and birds. Or butterflies, which goes along with the butterflies,
Yeah.
the butterfly gardens and everything. And then the other one is, a animal, like animals of the same area, so there's, foxes and, rabbits.
Oh, that's nice.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
And the foxes and rabbits, the takeaway on that next, the next,
So, sorry, these are for the hydro boxes?
yes.
Cause they're working on banners for us too. I haven't seen anything yet, but that one looked sort of like a banner shape.
No,
Okay. Just checking.
well, maybe she's.
Yeah.
This one does too. They're both great.
So the only
Yeah.
feedback, you can't really see that one, so the feedback was to lighten up the background, so it won't be that dark hunter green, it'll be
Yeah.
like, she's gonna take that away. The other one is a fox, same kind of color palette, but punchier, lighter background.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's say colors the hydro boxes.
yeah, exactly, so
That's
it's an
great.
iron on transfer, no, I'm just kidding. Okay, that's all I have for that.
Could I possibly get that email to show my fellow counselors tomorrow night?
Yeah, I'll send them to you right now.
Thanks.
There's 2 emails.
Just delete all the swears at the bottom.
Okay, wow, they won't care. They're about it.
Beautification update, Lisa.
Okay, so I met with the Horticultural Society. They are thrilled to be partaking in the butterfly friendly garden. So the butterfly banner will go up at the selfie station for the month of April. Of course, we can't plant anything really until May. But the butterfly banner can come down from the selfie station, move over to Buckler 2's doorway, it'll fit. And then the baseball goes up at selfie station, and we've got 2 big pots, plus I'm going to be purchasing 4 smaller pots. So you'd have a set of 3 pots each with all the butterfly plants on either side of the butterfly. And they are going to look after purchasing, planting them and watering them. And we just need to make a donation to the Horticultural Society.
Which we don't even have to, yeah,
But we don't,
we didn't have to, I thought that was just our idea, we were gonna donate.
oh, I think when I mentioned it, they liked it.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise,
They like the idea
I
of
thought
money
that
for
was a workshop.
sure.
Otherwise, when I talk, there's no market back, and then also pay for it. Who wouldn't like that?
Oh, right, we couldn't pay them, but yeah.
Yeah, we can't pay them, but we can donate to the society. That's
Mm.
let's do it.
Mhm.
Yes, right? And they're also going to have a look, and they want to bid for donation, whatever, the planters outside of the Bucker too, because I asked them, because you know plants and I know nothing. What would be more sustainable and more hardy in that Arizona blazing sun on that side of Queen Street? So they're looking into it and they're gonna come up with something, and they talk about common stuff about their gardens, but literally you don't need to do that, but they're super eager. So I'm waiting for the quote back on that, and I'll still put it out for quote with the planters at Bucker too, just because we do have to. The Edison lights got approved to go from corner to corner. They're no longer an issue to have it to the light post.
So exciting.
Yes, I'm going to get in touch with Andy Foreman. Because it can't be strung across a laneway or openings like that. And because we can now do full stretches down Queen, I can order them in 50, 75, 100, 150, and 200 feet lengths. So I need to find out from him, based on where we put them, which ones work. And we need to look into getting some replacement Edison bulbs for downtown, but my voluntold is kind of busy right now, so there'll be replacement bulbs going up by the weekend, presumably. we picked, any more questions on the Edison lights? No. Christmas decor theme has been picked for this year. We're going with greenery and white lights. And then accent colors of silver and gold,
Very
Or
cool.
silver or gold.
or silver or gold. Or both, or whatever you like.
And we are also
And
Grinch
we are also,
adjacent.
we are Grinch adjacent. You are still on. You paid that out and you're getting your penny.
You are gonna be wearing green and white and sleek lights instead of.
Giant silver.
You are not gonna lose your job.
So yeah, we'll still have the cutout Grinch thing by the horse and buggy ride. Brogan will still be going up and down the street for 2 days in his outfit because he loves it.
That's right.
And then we can announce that at the AGM too, so everybody's trying to plan ahead for Christmas, they know. And I'm gonna put out, requests for quotes in the next 2 weeks for all the businesses to quote on Christmas decor now, why not?
People are planning for Christmas now. It's absolutely insane. If you're a gardener, you're planning for Christmas, like a gardening shop, not.
It's like,
garden.
I know,
Not
I
your
was
garden.
Well,
Sorry.
I had one of the merchants message me, be like, hey, are we doing Grinch yet?
In my garden.
Lisa.
Yeah, you know, it's, people wanna know.
Golly.
But once the banners got vandalized, like, fine, check out. The Christmas lights to add on to the stars, we're still waiting on approval of the armature on that. I am gonna have a quick conversation with Andy Foreman about it to try to move it along because he's the one putting it up, so you probably know. And the seating quote came back for those little 2-seater table with chessboard and checkerboards, $2,400 each approximately.
That's not bad.
So we just need to sort of pick how many we like and locations. Couple of the locations already previously picked out by the urban streetscape people. One is by the bridge behind the flour mill where those light cracks are,
Mhm.
that little trio of planters is gonna go. We could do it in front of the Buck or Two, or I think the only place that's safer by a road but has a wider street is beside the Ball Funeral Home. That stretch down there is a little bit wider. We have to find out if we can do it there or not. And I think the other place is up at Town Hall. But I think realistically, if we're looking for seating for eateries, there's one in the neighborhood of Town Hall, but there's several in the downtown core.
Are we
So
waiting
we applied for that grant.
for the grant? Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
waiting on the grant for that,
I
right?
think we'll accelerate some of the projects within that 10-year plan if we get that funding. So we'll know hopefully in the next month or so.
Perfect. How, do you know how long it takes for the years?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
You also have to get it.
I've applied
Town,
for,
Right, for mounting.
so we've applied from the GSP plan we put together, we applied for seating down by the tourism sign that's at the start of the Queen Street Bridge behind the
Yeah,
flour mill
Yeah,
there.
that's, yeah,
We also applied for seating to go along what we call Millennial Park, which is that area of grass directly across from the creamery. Then we applied for seating up at Town Hall. And then we also applied for what we call the lookout chairs that were also down by the Queen Street Bridge that were in the GSP plan, so those were in there as well. And then new garbage pails for downtown, not to replace all at once because they're quite expensive, but to replace 8 of them within the grant. And I think that might have been it. Those were the elements that we had in there.
And, oh, just seating and banners.
Well, the banners, yeah, the banners,
Yeah.
which we haven't budgeted, yes, printing basically the banners was included in that, which we've already started that project, but.
but I think max would be looking at 5 anyway, so I'll just ask for lead time and cost of shipping on 5, and then we have it.
Yeah, sure.
That was it.
I'll find details from Jed about the Christmas stuff, but I just for everybody, Public Works is pretty understaffed right now. We did lose someone and then our Public Works coordinator is on vacation for 2 weeks, so Jed's kind of on his own here. So I can deal with that. I don't think Andy Foreman will know what cause it's Public Works that's actually hanging their Christmas lights, not Andy Foreman. Pretty sure it's our team that does that.
Oh, okay, so I'm pretty sure Ben said last year was Andy Foreman's guy. But
He-
anyway,
Our team hangs
All
the
the-
Mickey hats, so Yeah, I will,
So it's Andy that does the Edison link, so,
yes.
yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Judd has an idea around that and just asked for more time, so, yeah.
Yeah, I just wanna get stuff ready for the AGM, and again, election year, Christmas lights, we wanna get them ordered and finished. And not last minute again.
Sarah, thank you for the marketing report. Is there anything you have to add?
Not really. I do have a question, though. As far as speaking of new board election and all of that stuff, when will we start having that conversation about putting the feelers out for people to apply?
I believe it was September.
Well, sorry, what's that?
September?
So they do the same thing as council? So they all go with the same?
So municipal election opens May 1st.
Yeah, okay.
That's when candidates can put their name forward, May 1st.
That's.
Yep,
that-
nomination opens, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant the election for this board.
Well, isn't it simultaneous? to-
Not really.
Oh, it's not,
Usually,
okay. I thought it was.
the nomination period for council generally is longer
Okay.
than the BIA.
Okay.
So I think nominations open for BIA generally September 1st.
Okay.
And then the final period is after a council is selected, which is October. So the BIA would be picked in November because it's that council that has to approve the next board.
I see, okay.
Yeah, so it follows the municipal election.
Okay.
But you can always start promoting that idea
Well, that's-
now,
I
right,
thought-
in your own way.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm.
But the nomination period is.
So it's not for a while, and then it didn't start till 2026.
I think,
2027.
I think this board had a meeting in December.
We did have one. that-
Yeah.
Yeah, did. Okay.
Yeah, I think you can have a meeting in December if you choose to,
Okay.
just to kind of welcome everybody.
But it's
to the
not a
table.
terrible idea to start putting feelers out there for people who potentially want to apply, if anyone potentially let leave, which no one wants to, obviously, but
There's
like,
some
just in case.
Jason and Jess, I think we're really.
Yeah,
like,
that's.
one of the two, like they
I-
were
I have
very
some i-
interested.
I have some ideas of people I think might be keen, and also, the other thing I thought might be an interesting thing is to invite them to some meetings, people that might be interested.
And we've had a few that have been doing.
Yeah, I mean, I know Angela did that before she went through the processing. Yeah, so just thought I would bring it up because
Like at a
it might just
certain,
come up quick, and the more ahead I know of anything, the better.
like at a certain point, we have to say whether we're gonna stay, if we plan to do that or not, so we know how many seats we're looking for, correct?
Yeah,
It'd be good.
When does
You
that
didn't do
happen?
that last
We
one.
all have
But
to
yeah.
apply again?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah.
What's that?
just get to
No, no, but I mean, we should say if we're going to apply again, or,
Yes.
right? I mean,
Well, and when council puts out the request, it'll be for the full board amount of members that we're operating under right now,
Yeah.
so.
yeah, but
so
it
it
is good
doesn't
to know,
matter.
I know what you mean, it's like how our mayor has already come out publicly and said he's not gonna run again,
Yeah.
right? So I think that's what Dan is saying, is like just publicly stating like, yeah, I'm interested in being on that board again, or,
yeah,
yeah.
So just to clear it up with everybody, since we do run
Yeah,
the
let's forget
selection
she's
through the
here.
clerk's office, I know, I hide.
Yeah,
Um,
Like you actually started.
Jenna, I forgot you were here too.
Sorry, Jenna.
No, I just,
Please
I-
chime
I-
in, Jenna.
I just wanted to make sure everybody had the dates because I love the idea that there's going to be some promotion around it. So the vision right now that I have is we'll get wrapped up with the election at the end of October. Then I would like the BIA to heavily promote nomination period going on through the month of November. I will make sure I send you a staff report with some dates as we get closer to summer. But I envision a campaign period for around 3 weeks with election at the end of November. And so people will come into town hall, they'll place their votes. We will understand what those votes look like for a council meeting at the end of November or very beginning of December, asking council to then appoint those individuals to the board. Once that happens, the December meeting is typically about governance. So we invite the BIA as well as all of our other committees and councils to some governance training, just about what to expect when you're running, when you're working with this board now. And then January, up in full force, running with your regular meetings would be a pretty good idea of timing without trying to push you in your very busy season of December. So with that said, when you're looking at your budget this year, you may want to ensure that you have everything covered up until the end of the year that you can possibly think of, recognizing that a board may not even begin to look at budget until January, February of next year.
Great, thank you, Jen.
Yeah, hopefully that helps. Thank you.
And my last question is the poetry month. Is there an update on that? Or are they handing out poem, like in
I do,
poems?
yes, I do believe that they're working with the nature school
Same as
again.
last year.
Same as last
And they're gonna put
year,
them up,
and
yeah.
they're gonna put them in store windows.
And
And they reach out
give
to
us-
find out the stores and stuff like that.
Okay, so I have her contact, I just thought, I wondered
Yeah.
if
Reach out
that.
to Allison, because she's come in and talked to me, but they're doing like a little fundraiser thing that we're gonna be selling in our store on their behalf,
Okay,
and
cool.
they're gonna put some things up, and I think that there's.
It's usually
and the
for April
bed-
1st,
It
right?
is, it's poetry month, and I believe this year, the theme is land and sea.
Landon's.
Or, yeah, something with land and sea, so, I think all the poems that the nature school is doing are gonna have that theme, and then they're gonna approach businesses about putting them up.
Great. At this point, it would be the recommendation that the marketing report be received. Can I have a mover? Thank you, Lisa, and a seconder. Thank you, Alex. All in favor? Any opposed? So moved. Correction to the agenda here. The upcoming meeting will be April 13th, 2026 at 6:30 PM.
No, well, oh, yes.
6:30 PM at Hearthstone, located on Queen Street East in St. Louis. At this point, I would like to make the recommendation that this meeting be adjourned at 8 o'clock PM. Sure. Can I have a mover? Thank you, Jan.